When buying items in either line, always enter code Aceface in the Support a Creator tab. This will make it so 5% of the purchase will support me at no extra cost to you, so I appreciate it a lot. Hello everybody, my name is Aceface, welcome to the Winter Nexus of 2024. My brain is a bit fuzzy right now because I've just come off a 12-hour night shift. I've been awake for just over 24 hours. Before I was going to take a nap, I thought it was quite essential with a little bit of EVE Online, a little bit of the Winter Nexus. So I wanted to show you guys what I've been up to recently. So you've maybe seen my mining videos on the Winter Nexus and also my Gila videos on the Winter Nexus. I wanted to show off just some basic style Winter Nexus, but this is actually what I've been doing to do a bit more extensive so-called farming with the Winter Nexus combat sites. I've been using a Rattlesnake, and the reason for that is because the problem with these sites is that there's a lot of gankers. I find that I've noticed a lot more gankers than they usually do in these events, and I think it is because these events are located in very specific regions. If you do not know, the Winter Nexus sites are event sites you can find in certain systems, only certain systems. So you look on the map, you put the cog here, Metal Elemental Storm, and then you look for the colored dots that have Metal Elemental Storm on them. So you see here, there's no Metal Elemental Storm. Here, there's Metal Elemental Storm. So only certain systems with the Metal Elemental Storm, aka the Volatile Ice Storm, which is the only kind of Metal Elemental Storm you usually find in, you could find right now in high sec. So that means that you see these Metal Elemental Storms. That means that this is where you do the Winter Nexus events. As you can see here, there's tons of sites here. The problem though with that is that there's certain systems that this is available in, and then it's a hub for gankers to go and search for people. So originally I actually had a paladin doing this, but I went against it because it felt too risky, because the Rattlesnake is very good and it is pretty powerful in terms of DPS, but it's also able to get really high buff for HP. So that makes the gankers have a little bit of a more difficult time to gank us. And then also the Rattlesnake is not locked in with the Bastion module, so we are able to warp away quicker if we see something suspicious. It's not like the Marauders, or 1 minute has to go by before we can undo the Bastion and go to the next site. But a downside though is that we're not as mighty as the Marauders, less DPS. We've got 1.5k DPS, you can see here, and that is without factoring the reload. With factoring and reload, 1.26k DPS, so it's nothing crazy. I could perhaps have added torpedoes and made it even faster, but the thing is, when it comes to these sites, I find it's good to have weapons that do pretty good tracking, because a lot of the targets are a little bit on the smaller side. Now here's a battle cruiser, but there's two waves in these sites. There's one initial wave, and then the second wave is the boss wave, and that initial wave has small frigates and cruisers, so to get through that wave very quickly can be quite favorable to have some more, like, how do you say, small target focus weapons. So you got the rapid heavy missile launchers, and I got the Grappler as well to assist a bit in the tracking. Let's see here, we've got the events that we can claim too. Some cool skins here, or the skin palettes to make the dank skins. There's a practice here, and it definitely is a possible competition towards us, because the thing is, the practice, they can actually have very high DPS. Don't underestimate the practice, they can have very high DPS. You add torpedoes, or even the rapid heavies and drones, and they can have close to the same amount of DPS as us. It won't be the same amount, but it'll be close. And I have been able to outcompete many pirate battleships in a practice actually myself, as an alpha clone. So that ship is really, really possibly a very powerful ship. It looks like he's got a similar loadout to what we've got as well. Those look like heavy missiles, rapid heavies, like we've got here. See, they're coming very rapidly, and about sort of about the same frequency too. See here, we managed to get this, but we may as well could have not at the same time as well. Let's check where's in here. See if there's anything nice. So it's just trash. 9 million, not so good. Okay, let's go to the next one here. if we find any Marauders, there's no way we'll be able to outcompete them, because the Guristas ships, they've got pretty bad inherent ability to compete when it comes to these kind of sites. You've got the drones and the missiles all taking a long time to approach the target. And these winter Nexus scenery looks so beautiful. Adds a really nice element of ambience with all these particles you see in the volatile ice storms. Too bad there's not really much reason to have the combat ships around the miners. There's nothing really to do there for the miners. The miners just mine. Otherwise, it would be cool to have something like those resource wars we had back in the day. But they never really gave that good loot, so it would be good if we could have something that is profitable and that was pretty interactive between miners and combat ships, because that's what we have here. You see these fading volatile ice fields? That's where the miners go and they mine stuff. And they can exchange the special ice that you mine specifically to this event for these event boxes. Let's see here. So this is what I'm talking about. You see the first wave usually has a bit smaller stuff. Cruisers, frigates. You want to be able to do somewhat of application. Move a bit forward here and lock everything up there. Good. I wonder if this Praxis is going to try something different this time. Oh, no, man, he warped off. I was thinking he looked like he was going to do it, even though I outcompeted him previously. If he's going to try something different to be able to get the loot, maybe he's going to overheat more or something. Because the Praxis does have a pretty decent possibility to outcompete Rattlesnake. The Rattlesnake is going to do better overall, but if you're fast, the Praxis can win in certain scenarios. Cluster shutdown initiated. But there wasn't now. I many times have a tendency to play Eve and film these videos around the cluster shutdown time, because often when I record these videos I like to record them in the morning or late morning on the weekends, because that's when I have a lot of energy. But the problem is that is also the time it happens to coincide with the Eve downtime. So it has actually happened many times. You might have noticed that I'm doing abyss sites and being kicked out due to the downtime. But it is also quite useful as well. You can get these special deep safes by getting kicked out during downtime during an abyss site. You get thrown out into a deep safe or a safe that's very far away. It used to be even more. It used to be placed really like hundreds of AUs away. Now I think it's just like maybe 50 or 70 AU away. So it's still far away, but not as far as it used to be. I think it was for balancing reasons. You see, it's taking a bit of time for us to get through these guys, and we could definitely consider to have added more application, like say remove that MWD and put a target paint. That's definitely something we could do actually. Doesn't seem like it's something much use here. It is useful. The MWD is useful when it comes to the boss just going quickly and jumping on top of the boss, making sure that we can secure the loot quicker. But we could otherwise have had something like, say, a tractor beam. That could be an alternative too. The issue I have with tractor beams on the Rattlesnake is that they're not already that good. Why am I losing so much capacity? It's because of the newts, I think. Yeah, that's probably why. The tractor beams and Marauders, they're so good, so I'm sort of spoiled by the amount of utility you get with the Marauders tractor beams. You get so good, the really fast speed. So it's half the speed and half the range compared to Marauders. Marauders get double speed, double range on the tractor beams. So seeing 46 or something, 40 plus kilometers to suddenly 20 kilometers range on the tractor beam is not at all nice. And then you combine that with also half the speed, 600 meters versus 1.2k a second, not at all nice. Wow, we got completely neutered out. And this ship, does it have a cat battery? No, it doesn't have a cat battery, so that sort of explains why we got wrecked here. It's okay, this thing can function without any capacitor. That's the great thing about the Rattlesnake. It's pretty chill. You just go, use your missiles, and you use your drones. Rely on your passive tank. It would be nice to use now Hardeners though. It gives a lot of extra buff onto the HP. I like double the HP. See, 300, almost 300k with the Hardeners on and 180k without them. So like say here, I mean, I could use the tractor beam. But like, if I were to... Oh, I should not be shooting my own drones. Look at that, I was shooting my own drones. Very silly of me. Can we give a bit of armor repair to this guy here? I'm using armor repair, you see that? Hit. Maybe we should recall our drones actually. Let's recall the drones a bit. That guy is getting wrecked. And capacitor is empty too. Ooh, he's 21 kilometers away, that's difficult. He's getting webbed properly. It's rough. Oh, did I lose my drones or did they survive? Oh, look, he survived just about. Let's go for the kinetic ones. We just approach him. Like now we're in the tractor beam range, but it would have taken a long time to get in range of this guy. And if there's competition around here, then this guy is going to die straight away. The second he spawns, he's just going to get destroyed. So I'll be then probably 35 plus kilometers away, and I won't be able to track to him if he's that far away. No, it's no problem. But it could be different in a different scenario with other players nearby. A lot of these events in the event sites in the system, so it's pretty low competition actually. Don't want to use MW too much. Don't want to get the whole capacitor have a power outage here. But that drone was lucky to survive. Look at it. 5% structure. That was pretty good. Now the loot from these sites is nothing crazy, but it's just some, you know, a little side. It's something different. Occasionally you can get good stuff like this, for example. This is this wingstone nearby. That's an interesting boost. I think this gives, yeah, shield capacity. That's actually pretty powerful. You know, if we were to use this 6%, it gives us a big buff to our shields. Or this give 18k HP extra or something like that. That would be pretty strong, actually, just for a booster. And you say you were to use that on abyssal gears as well, that would be very useful. T5 Gamma, that is the type of tier I like to run. So, I mean, you would get 6% extra HP. It would be really powerful. Very, very powerful, actually. Yeah. 2 hours. Double it with the biology, I believe. So I think it's 4 hours. It's a pretty powerful booster, actually. I wonder what tier is that. This is tier 2. Is there tier 3? Ooh, there's near tier 4 even. 10%. Whoa. 8%. It's crazy. You know, this boost isn't even that expensive. 3 million ISK. Alright, but that's enough for now. I'm gonna probably have to take a nap now. I wanted to show you guys some of the chill winter Nexus sites I've been doing in the Rattlesnake. How easy it is and how it can be beneficial to use something like this. There's a bit more tanky in terms of its buffer when it comes to the ganker risk. Hope you learn something from this. Hope you don't do the mistake of using too expensive ships and getting ganked in this event. I know there's a lot of people who've been getting ganked in this event, so it is a pretty deadly event indeed. So be careful out there. But I think using a strategy like this could be providing a little bit more relaxed gameplay experience, while not as explosive though. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.